Hey there traders, welcome to another market update video. Today is the 26th of April 2021 and we're going to start off with Bitcoin here on the daily chart. First of all, I do want to speak about these moving averages. So we're seeing a little bit of a bounce in the price of Bitcoin here, but I do want to bring your attention to the fact that we are making lower lows compared to our previous swing low. And we have broken below our 55 exponential moving average, this green line. And like I've mentioned before, usually that is not a good sign for Bitcoin during a bull run. It means that we might see an even deeper retracement. So right now, I'm looking for this one to pop back up to around about the 21 exponential or the 55 exponential, but I'll be looking for that to be met with resistance and to be sold straight back into. We can see right here we have a little bit of a previous level of structure. If I switch this on, you can see that was our previous level of resistance, and we're currently holding support from our previous level of accumulation right here. So I do think this is going to be the new range for Bitcoin. Medium term, like I said, that 21 exponential is lining up beautifully with previous level of structure. If you pull in a horizontal line from this low connecting these lows, you'll see that the 21 lines up beautifully with that level. So I'm definitely paying attention to taking a short position there today if it does present itself. So down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see this was also the previous level of structure, coming in as support right here, then acting as resistance before this major breakdown. So I do think this is going to be a major level to pay attention to, at the very least, for a medium to short term pullback. But to the same token, if Bitcoin can pull back to this previous level of structure right here, you can see on our previous levels around 51,336. I've actually got this price label in here, 51,587. That's where I'm going to be looking to take some long positions if they do present themselves. But I would not long from where Bitcoin is right now. I'd rather wait for a pullback and then buy, or an extension to the upside and then short. If we do lose this short, then we know that Bitcoin is now looking to make a major reversal from this point, put in a major low, and then break above this previous level of structure. That's when I will be medium-term bullish again. But right now, medium-term bearish. On the weekly chart, however, we can see that we have this major level coming in through here. This governed all of our closing prices for the weekly chart over the last, well, since 8th of March. And it also lines up with the 10 simple moving average on the 21 on the weekly chart. Remember, our target to the downside is going to be the 21 exponential on the weekly chart. We've mentioned this plenty of times before. Our Bitcoin respects the 21 exponential as support during a bullish cycle. We can see it throughout the history of Bitcoin here multiple times, even a spike as low as the 55 exponential. So what if Bitcoin was to spike down to the 55 exponential? What would we be looking at? We would be looking at approximately a $30,000 coin again. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It does line up with this previous liquidity zone we had here on the weekly chart. You can see it right there. So, you know, it could be in the cards that we see a major spike to the downside like that, but I would not expect that to happen unless we break below this previous swing low. If that happens, then we have reversed on the weekly chart. And if we have reversed on the weekly chart, then we might see a bear cycle happen for the next 6 to 8 months. So these levels are very important. So for Bitcoin on the weekly chart, if it takes out $43,000 to the downside and closes a weekly candle below that level, I'm going to be bearish on Bitcoin longer term as well. But to the same token, if Bitcoin can break above 59,393 on a weekly closing basis, I would be very bullish on Bitcoin and look for it to continue to the upside. In fact, we could even look at some targets here. We would go from this swing low to that swing high. I'm working on the bodies of the candles here. So I would at the very least look for an extension back up to about $85,000 or $70,000. Those would be my two levels to pay attention to. But overall, looking pretty good here. I do think we're going to be sold back into, however, once we reach this order block. It's a pretty powerful order block, and it's not to be taken lightly that Bitcoin is kind of bouncing here, but it's trying to put in a macro term low here, and if it succeeds, then definitely bullish again. Medium term still bearish though. So I do think we'll play out this range over time. So let's talk about the short term one more time. I do think we might see a pushback up to this previous level of resistance and support right here. This level right here could act as resistance as well, right around the 55 exponential. Perhaps we then see that short-term pullback that gives us the opportunity to take a long position here for Bitcoin today. All right, let's jump into Ethereum. Let's start off on the daily chart here. We have this major liquidity spike to the upside here. So for me, if Ethereum cannot take out this liquidity spike to the upside, I would still remain short term, well, kind of neutral here. We're still putting in higher lows, but a lower high right there. So it's a clear sign of consolidation at the moment. So for myself on Ethereum, I would have to play the lower term time frames in order to assess how to trade this particular asset on the weekly chart. We can see that the major levels of structure are coming in around 1937, and the next one is going to be the 21 exponential coming in around 1643. So technically speaking, we do have this major level right here, this major area that we do need to pay attention to if we do see any kind of pullbacks here. We did see a lot of volume on the last week's candle. Some people might call this a shooting star, others might call this a spinning top. I would disagree with both those statements. This is kind of just a normal candle here. We do see significant volume on that. Weekly chart still all the way up there. So crossing back to the upside here while we're in the critical zone, that's usually a very bullish signal. On the RSI, still building divergences here, major divergences. So I'm very skeptical on any kind of price action here, if I must be honest with you. Let's have a look at the daily chart again. It's like I said, I think probably the major resistance is going to come in around 2693, spiking out these short sellers, taking out their stop losses, creating enough liquidity for another pullback here. But how far does that pullback take us? Does it take us back to 1947? I do think so. And if it does take us back there, I think this is going to be a major level to accumulate longer term for Ethereum. Let's talk short-term time frames here. So for Ethereum right now, we did break above level of structure. We had plenty of volume on this hammer candle right over here. And it pushed through our level of structure. This was previous support becoming resistance, now possibly becoming support again. We do see momentum oscillators also pointing to the north side here. So I do like this one for a short-term pullback and then a buy position. So I'll be looking to buy Ethereum around $2,391. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. This one's a little bit of a different one as well. We did close below the 21 exponential. No volume though. There's no volume coming through from the seller side. So it does make sense that we're going to see that bounce. This was also a previous level of structure coming in through here, as well as this little order block, keeping the price supported right over there. So I do think we'll see a short-term bounce, but is this short-term bounce going to be sold back into, or will we see continuation from that? So my level that I'm paying attention to is around $886. You can see it right there. If I switch on my drawing tools on the lower term time frames, there we go. Actually, let me just make sure that I'm on the right level. 886. So that does line up with 886. That lines up with this previous level of structure coming in right over here, and I would actually agree with that. We do see previous order blocks coming through that zone, so I'd pay more attention to that one, being a level of resistance possibly. It was also previous support, possibly becoming future resistance right there. So I'll keep an eye on that one. If Bitcoin Cash can break above this trend line though as well, this is a major trend line. So if we cannot break above this trend line, I do think we'll probably see some more downside potential here overall for this particular asset, pushing us back down to this liquidity zone at the bottom here. But let's keep an eye on this one. Like I said, it could even go as high as 887, 886. But if it breaks above this level, that's when I'll be looking for some long opportunities. We also do have this liquidity zone coming in through here that I did have in previously, but let's keep an eye on this one. This was previous support becoming resistance. Breaking above this liquidity zone, I would expect a short-term move back up, but I want to see what happens inside of this liquid zone before I get too excited about any of this. Let me just see here really quick. Yes. Okay, so that is Bitcoin Cash. Let's talk about Chainlink here. On the daily chart for Chainlink, currently testing around previous levels of structure. You can see right there, we had this massive order block. Also, this was previous resistance coming through here. Now lining up with the 21 exponential moving average. So I do think we'll probably see some more major pullbacks from this level. Also testing the 100 and the 55 exponential around this level. I do have this pulled in. So if Chainlink gets rejected from this level, I would be like taking a short position from this level, aiming for this liquidity zone here at the bottom, where I do think we'll probably get scooped up. I just want to see some more volume coming through from the buyer side before I get overly bullish on any of these charts. So for Chainlink, we've got a few setups coming soon. Neo looking the most bullish of all these coins, holding the 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Also putting in a major doji here at the bottom, but we don't see major volume coming through from the follow through just yet. Let's have a look at the 12-hour chart. No major follow through just yet. We do technically have an order block being tested right now. If we get rejected from that order block, that's when I'll expect a further continuation to the downside here or a deeper retracement. However, if and only if Neo can break above this previous liquidity zone, I'll be looking to buy this one. I'd be looking to buy this one pretty aggressively actually. Then I would expect an extension back up to around $106, maybe even beyond that for Neo. So that one's looking really, really good, really, really bullish. Uniswap putting in an order block right over here. This was also previous levels of structure. You can see support right there, resistance right there. So for myself, I'd be looking to take a long position anywhere around $34.83 if we can make it there. And I would be looking to take a short position around $37.84. So retesting this previous resistance level, this previous liquidity zone, previous order block, a bunch of stuff lining up at that level. So I'll be paying attention to both these areas for potential long and short opportunities. I do want to say this on the very, very short term time frames. We do see major signals that this price is going to continue to the downside on all of these coins. I mean, even on Bitcoin right here, testing the 200 simple right now, we can see momentum oscillators really getting all the way up there. So more than likely, we're going to see those pullbacks today and the market being sold back into. That's when I won't be looking to take any long positions just yet, unless the market really gives them on a silver platter to us. For Litecoin right here, this is the level that I am paying attention to. First of all, is going to be the 55 exponential. If we break above that, I would like to take a long position, but we have to break this trend line first. So Litecoin looking overall constructive, testing previous support as possible resistance right now. Yes, we're seeing a bunch of bounces in the market, but it doesn't mean we've turned around and we've reversed. It doesn't mean we're going to the moon just yet. So be patient. Don't rush into these trades. I actually don't have any analysis on Monero, so I'm going to skip Monero and BNB. I think I do have some on BNB. Yes, there we go. So for BNB right here, my levels that I'm paying attention to, for a short opportunity. If we can get another top in here, it does look like we're putting in an ascending triangle of some sort, higher lows, equal highs, and the volume seems to be agreeing with us on that. So if we can see a pullback here, back to previous levels of structure, I do think BNB could make its way much, much higher than $600. Even start looking at $750, maybe even $800 per coin. We will see the next extension quite aggressive, just like this previous one that we can see running through here. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. I do also want to talk about the total market cap of cryptocurrency because I feel like it's relevant this morning. We do have this major order block coming in around 1.96 trillion and $2.03 trillion dollars. Also testing the 21 exponential as resistance as we speak right now. So I would expect another move back down actually. Just looking at the market and the way that this chart's currently moving, I would expect to move back down to the 100 exponential at the very least. Somewhere around $1.525 trillion is going to be my level of interest. And of course, if that happens, obviously most of these cryptos will continue in a downwards fashion. All right. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance as well. Bitcoin dominance taking a nosedive. That's why we're seeing so many altcoins doing fantastic at the moment. But we're seeing this one making a major bottom as well. So we can expect Bitcoin dominance to pick up again, meaning more than likely most of these altcoins will start seeing major pullbacks. Like we talked about, Ethereum, I would expect a major pullback from somewhere around here. Bitcoin Cash, major pullback below the 21 exponential. Chainlink below the 21 exponential. Neo's looking okay, I must admit. Uni, looking for a pullback here, definitely. I mean, we've been putting in higher highs here, and every single time giving us a drive of bearish divergence. Yes, momentum oscillators on the daily chart crossing to the upside, but that doesn't mean a thing unless we start breaking structure. Litecoin testing a 21 exponential, looking for this one to make its way down. Oh my goodness, I just deleted my Litecoin chart. Let's just go like that. It will be under my watch list, I think. There we go. Let's just make that green again. There we go. So Litecoin, I would expect actually a pullback here. From most of these coins, I would expect pullbacks. Just based on what we can see from the total market cap, we can see that this one is currently, this is the altcoin total market cap. This one is currently testing major resistance. So I would expect at least a short-term pullback from most of the market today. All right, that's quite a mouthful. That's quite a few charts. That's quite a few opportunities to be traded this week. So keep an eye out on the group. We will be trading quite a few of these assets during this week as soon as these opportunities present themselves. So I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I'll chat with you guys very, very soon. Enjoy. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.